Most men reach out to me with the exact same frustration. They're striking out with women and they're wondering, what are they doing wrong? And if this sounds like you, trust me, you are not alone. But here's the hard truth. It's not the way that you're approaching women. It's actually about the way that you're approaching yourself. When I get on that first call with a guy, usually within about 20 minutes of asking some really intentional questions, I spot a very familiar pattern. Most guys have an imbalance in their life. Maybe it's a lack of purpose, maybe it's unresolved insecurities, or maybe it's a lack of emotional needs being met. Whatever it is, these men are looking to women to fill that void, to rebalance their lives for them. Here's an example. A guy hates his job, he doesn't have a social network, and he doesn't have any hobbies. And he thinks, if I can just find the right woman, she'll make me whole. So that guy dates with that mindset. And what does that look like? He becomes too eager. He becomes needy. He bends over backwards to accommodate other people. He turns into that nice guy. And what happens? Well, he comes across as needy and as inauthentic and desperate. And that energy is easy to detect by women, and it is not attractive. Let me be clear. Women do not want to be your therapist or your savior. They don't want the responsibility of fixing your life or filling in the gaps of your confidence. They're looking for a partner, somebody who's already standing strong on their own 2 feet. I mean, I want you to think about it. If you're using a relationship to escape the hard work of balancing your own life, you're literally putting that burden onto somebody else. And that's not love. That's dependence. And that's exhausting to a woman. And probably more importantly, it's disempowering to you. This is why most men come to me with their problem thinking it's women when really the problem is themselves. And that's not a bad thing. It's actually a fixable thing. So over the course of a month or so, we actually work together to rebuild that foundation. We start implementing systems of belief and change and creating structure in their lives, finding their purpose and establishing boundaries. And they learn to invest in themselves, whether that's through fitness or personal hobbies or in their social network with relationships. And as they do this, something amazing happens. Their confidence becomes real. None of that fake it till you make it confidence, but the kind that comes from knowing that you're living a life that you're proud of. And here's the irony of all this. They stop looking to women to fill the void and actually start becoming men that women are naturally attracted to. They're no longer chasing or people pleasing because they no longer need to. They're attracting opportunities, and not just in dating, but at work and in their life, because they've become whole, balanced men. In fact, let me give you one more example. A guy came to me who was completely burnt out and thought that women just didn't want a nice guy like him. What we uncovered was that his niceness was actually just a mask to cover up his own insecurity. He was afraid to say no, afraid to set boundaries, and afraid to just be himself. Through our work, he built a life that he was excited about, a thriving career, an amazing social circle, and hobbies that he really enjoyed. And guess what? In 3 months, he was dating confidently. He had boundaries. He was no longer being needy and dating out of desperation. And he wasn't accepting anything less than what he deserved. If this past year you have unknowingly been asking women to fix what's broken in you, let this year become the year that you change that. Let it be the year you stop chasing and start building. The year you take charge of your life, your confidence, and your future. Women are not the solution to your imbalance. You are. If you need help creating this path, I'm here. Together, we can rebuild your foundation, transform your mindset, and make you the man you're meant to be. You've got what it takes to do this. So let this be the year that everything changes.